Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another week of In the Bloom of It All. My name is Cheyenne Montgomery.
And I'm Tyree Montgomery.
And it is the In the Bloom of It All
In the
podcast.
bloom.
Today, we're going to do something a little different. We are bringing in the game called We Are Not Really Strangers. So I don't know if some of you may have seen this before, but it's a series of questions that start off at different levels. Level 1 being perception, level 2 being connection, and level 3 being reflection. This is a game that you can do with anyone. It can be with a stranger, it can be with family, it can be with friends. It just helps you to learn more about each other in different ways through guided questions. So I thought it could be really fun to do, and dragged her along to be part of this for this video.
So this is new to me. I've never heard of the game, and I haven't seen the questions. I basically just agreed. So we shall see. Mm-hmm. I think it's healthy to bring in new ways to, even though she's my daughter, like she's been in my life all her life, and I think there's never going to be a point where we just completely know each other.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great way for us to deepen our relationship. And to share things with you all to maybe help deepen your relationship with your daughter or significant people in your family, your life.
So I think we should get started. You ready? First question. The first level 1 is perception.
Okay.
So your question is, do I remind you of anyone?
I think I would have to say absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think you remind me a lot of me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just, and not me as a whole, but in a season in my life. Because you have a lot of discipline. You are very intentional about the things that you really want to do and that you care about. You plan for them. And you are intuitive with people. Like you put yourself in other people's shoes to get a greater understanding. You also have this part of you that is just super witty and goofy. And it comes off with...
that's different from you.
The humor comes off and you don't even realize it. You're just like talking and just being you. And we're over here like about to bust threads, cracking up. Like, what's going on? She don't even realize how funny she is. But yeah, so and you're always trying to find ways to better yourself and bring order amongst chaos. But you also know when it's like, I'm out. I ain't doing it.
Quit. It's over. Walking away.
But I think you're a very understanding person. And those qualities I know I've been told many times, as well as just seeing myself. After a while, when you look back, you're like, wow, she's doing a lot of the things or whatnot that I could see that was in myself at a younger age. Still some now too, but yeah. So I feel like I'm looking at myself sometimes like, wow, I would have said that. I would have did that too. Mm-hmm.
What's the next question?
So this is also level 1, perception. What compliments do you think I hear the most?
I feel like you hear the most that you give good advice. I feel like that may be something that you hear across the board, and it's true. I feel like she always has like good knowledge and wisdom about things, not only just from experience, but like you said, like you see the whole picture. You try to see it from different people's perspectives, and I feel like when you do that, you're able to give a good answer or response. And not only that, I feel like you're good at tailoring your responses to people. Like you know people so well, or each person that comes to you, that you're not just giving out advice that's just general and it may not even apply. You know them and you taking the time to know that person, which is why the advice is so good, because it's tailored to that individual. Like you're not gonna give me advice that you give to my sisters or vice versa. Like what you're giving me, I know is meant for me, and it's not just meant something you just say. So I think that's why I say it's like good advice.
You getting me emotional.
Oh,
Okay.
it's working. The game is working.
You meant to get me to cry?
No.
I'm such a crybaby anyway. I get really emotional like over stuff. Anyways. Okay. Yes, I think that is very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks like you have another level one. We'll do all the level ones, all the each levels before we move on to the next one.
Okay. As a child, what do you think I wanted to be?
Hmm. What do I think you wanted to be? Mind you, y'all, I was not alive, so I do not know. But I will use my best judgment to try and think of something. From what I know about you now, obviously you have changed, you have evolved, you have bloomed.
I bloomed.
You have been through many seasons of your life. What could.
I ain't that old.
I mean, a mother, a wife. You have been through seasons.
Okay. Okay.
I ain't going that far. Chill. But you've been through some seasons.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What could little Tyree have wanted to be? I feel like maybe a dancer at one point. You know, you really want to break it down at the parties. I feel like maybe you wanted to dance, you know, a little hip hop, something. Cause she be busting out moves whenever. Like she has no. It's. I always say it's like you stay on 11. Like. I was like, I feel like she stays on 11. I give myself a 6. I'm a nice 6. I stay at a good 6. She's at 11 always. So I know when it's a song, she ready.
Stay ready.
She stay ready. So maybe a dancer. I don't know. Maybe a teacher. I feel like maybe you could have wanted to be a teacher. I could see that. I don't know if it's necessarily teaching the younger kids, but I feel like maybe you could be a teacher. Oh, hairdresser. So between hairdresser, teacher, and dancer, I feel like it's one of those. Because I've learned how to do my own hair from her. Also because it was a necessity for me because I was tender-headed and I didn't want my hair to be done anymore. I was like, I'm going to learn how to do this myself because them knuckles, everything, it hurt. You just be combing. She's like, I got another kid to go, so you gotta go.
Gotta hurry up. Gotta get this done. You good.
So I learned. Me and my little different colored headbands, pigtails, rubber bands, barrettes. I was figuring it out. I may have looked a hot mess, but I was like, I'm gonna learn to do this myself. But you know, I feel like that's what my friends be saying. Like, Shy, you always know how to do your hair. Yes, I do.
I had to.
I had no choice
because I was in pain.
I was in pain. Am I tenderheaded to this day? Maybe. To me, no. No. I am gentle.
You're gentle with yourself.
I'm very gentle. Do you think any of those are true?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was the beautician in my family. I was doing hair for kids as doing kids. Well, when I was in school, I was doing hair. In the summer, I was doing hair. So a lot of times, like, people were like having a good time during the summer, going out to parties and barbecues, and I was doing hair all day. And one day I was just like, this is not fair. I want to go and have fun, you know? And at one point, my cousin was thinking about starting a beauty salon, and she wanted me to run the beauty salon. Shout out to Camille. And I was just like scared. That idea was like, that's a commitment. I don't know if I want to do that. I enjoy doing hair, but I wanted to do hair when I wanted to do hair. But yeah, I was definitely doing a lot of French rolls back in the day and the curls, Afro puffs, and just doing all kind of cool designs. You give me a picture, I could do that thing. And that same level of creativity, yes, I did enjoy dancing.
Yes, I know.
And it was intense. I mean, I had books that had choreography written out. Exactly. That's why I be thinking I know what I'm doing. Like even today, I feel like I still know how to move. It's just me right now.
Mary J. Blige.
Just signature stuff. Yes, I still have my couple signature dances.
When her mouth be like that, she in it.
She in it,
Mm, yeah, then she in it. Gone, lost her. She ain't coming back.
Look, when me back in the day, we used to get flyers, and they were like, "Y'all got to be there." Me and Tara, shout out to Tara. We had to be at the parties because they know we got the party started. We used to have matching outfits and everything. Like that was what we did, and it didn't go nowhere. It's just
It didn't go nowhere.
it comes out every now and then. But
See,
yeah, dance is accurate.
Where the dance is at? What happened to dancing? That's a whole different conversation. But I just want to put that out there. Next question. Level 2. Connection. What we got?
I'm trying to get back to it. Okay.
When was the last time you surprised yourself?
I don't know. That's a deep question. I feel like I'm easily surprised because I'm very optimistic. I'm always looking for something new. I always want to learn more. So to surprise myself, um, I would have to come back to that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like even like surprising yourself of like, oh, so many things may have went wrong in the day, and you're like, you know what? I really figured out a solution. I really did that. Like like those are also some moments where I say of like where I feel like I've surprised myself. Like, dang, I was really leaning towards this ain't gonna be good, and then I'm like, you know what? I did that. I really surprised myself. I actually pushed through. I'm okay.
Well, I think that's when you put like some kind of an example to that. I think for me recently there was some chaos at the job, and I just sat back and it didn't phase me at all. Like I just was so unbothered. And usually like in my just natural state, I'm always trying to find a way to help solve the problem and help find, some common ground. I just listened and this is not my fight, and
Hands off.
I may have a quiet prayer moment and just be like, but I was so proud of myself. I was like, you don't have to always fix it. You don't always have to have something to contribute to it. You could just be a nice, quiet voice. I mean, listener of other people and have nothing to say. Word. And I was proud of myself because I did go home and tell my mom about it. I was like, girl,
let me tell you something.
This happened. And I was like, you would not believe. I didn't say a word. I just sat there.
Just sat there.
Sometimes it's okay to be quiet. I always got something to say.
For me, I'm on the other side. I'm always quiet. I'm just like, observing.
I don't know why I have that charge, but I just feel like there's a problem here. How can you help them resolve?
And I'm like, there's a problem here. I'm going to stay out the way. It has nothing to do with me. I don't want it. I've protected my peace. I said, you can go off the edge if you want to. I ain't coming.
Tears.
I know you'll be okay, though, but I ain't coming with you. It's above me now. I have nothing to do with that. They're like, why are you so quiet? I have nothing to say. That's why.
Duh.
Person of very few words.
I'm in tears right now. We don't have no Kleenex. Okay. We got to gather. Okay. All right.
Next question.
Is this for me?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is level 2, and it's connection. Okay. What's been the best compliment a stranger has ever given you?
I mean, any compliments about how I smell good, how I look good, and just the way I dress is always going to be the best compliment ever. That literally will make my day. Because I'll be like, yes, thank you. Put effort in today. Okay, I just need someone to acknowledge.
That I did a thing.
I always look as I dress for the girls. So if another woman compliments me, I'll be like, yes, she gets it. She sees the vision. Okay, she sees what went into this. Okay, yeah, yeah. Shout out to the women out there because I be going out places and she's like, you look so well, like you look good. I love that shirt. Where'd you get it? I be like, thank you. Yeah, I really killed it today. Like,
Y'all see what I be dealing with?
it's a difference.
Crack it
I would
up.
say it actually makes more of a difference when a woman compliments me versus when a man compliments me. When a woman compliments me, I'm like, she sees, she knows, she knows. With him, he's like, you just like the outside. He doesn't understand the work
details that went into it.
looking
Yeah,
this good.
yeah.
You just see the final product. She sees the effort. She knows I put in skincare. I did my hair really well. Like the butters and creams I put on my body.
Right.
Like she knows. But on a different note of compliment, I remember I was at a work event and I was really struggling to get some stuff done, and things just weren't on my side, and I felt like I just did everything I could do, but it just wasn't enough. And one of the security guards was, in the same area as me, and he's like, look, I've just been watching you and I've been seeing everything that you're going through, and it's really been messed up. Like, I can just see it, and it's been messed up, but I just want you to know, like, you're doing great. Like, you're doing a really good job. You're handling everything so well. And I was just like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I really need to hear that.
Yeah,
like,
the timing too.
And it's just like, it was so random because I didn't even know he was down there. And so it's just like, for him to just go out of his way and to still find a way to help pick me up in that moment when I felt really defeated, that was a great compliment. I needed to hear it, and it helped me push through. And I was able to get everything else done and be all right. But I was just like, to have someone else see you doing well, no one that has any connection to you, no one that you've never spoken to, and it's just like, that wasn't, God was talking through him.
Absolutely.
To give me that message. And I recognized it immediately because I was so defeated, and it was just like, he's like, no, you good. You did the best that you can do. That's it. The outcome is just the outcome, but that doesn't mean that what you did didn't mean anything.
Right.
So that was really huge for me.
Yeah.
It definitely made me cry. I was like, sir, you didn't have to tell me that. Like, gosh.
It's the timing. You
it
needed
was the timing. And it's just like, and I was by myself, like, and just feeling really down on myself, and he popped up, and I was just like, you know what? Thank you. And I told him that. I was like, I really needed to hear that, and I really appreciate you saying that. He was like, no problem, no problem. So shout out to that security guard. You know who you are. Anyway.
Yes. Okay. Or is it your turn?
I think I answered. I think we have a mixture of numbers, so it's okay. Keep going.
Okay. Do you think the image you have of yourself matches the image people see you as?
Okay. I would say yes. There are things that I really strive to do, or and like I want people to recognize me as, and I feel like that has really been like affirmed as of recently. Like, I want to be the kind of person who is nice, and it's just like, I always say, like, it doesn't cost you anything to be nice to someone. Like, you're not being taken away or nothing just for just being nice and being kind to someone else. And so I always try to do that. I also want to be the kind of person where they feel safe around me, or they can come to me with anything and just know that whatever they say, like, they're not being judged and that they're just who they are, and just creating that safe space, just like providing a safe space for anyone that I talk to, and that I am available and open. And also just to do the things that I say I want to do. Like, I want to have integrity, and I want people to believe the words that I say and trust my actions, and just like not have just empty words and things like that. Like, I want my words and my actions to match.
Yeah.
And recently I had a birthday, and I was joking around, and I was just like, you know what, everybody should say something that they like about me. I was just like, that'll be cute, and they did, and I was just like, I was so just shocked and just so like honored and just like thankful for the people in that room and all the nice things that they had to say about me. Like, I was really joking, and I just was like, okay, this is them. Like, I don't want to, I was like, let me just see. And I was just like, no, that was probably the best gift I could have had, was because it's just like that was a direct mirror of like, I am showing up in the way I want to show up to other people.
So it's like confirming.
Yeah, it was just confirming, and they just said so many nice things. Saying that I was nice and kind, and I had just all the things that I wanted to exude. They affirmed it, and I was just like, you know what, I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that I was able to show up for those people in my life. Even the people in there who I didn't fully know yet, they still were able to see how I showed up for the other people that they knew, and I was just like, that is more important, and I was just like, that is what I really appreciate. So.
See, that's what I'm saying. That be reminding me of me.
So,
these same attributes.
Like,
yeah.
Wow. So I feel like I'm matched.
Well done. I feel good about that.
Next question, level 2.
Oh my goodness, I'm scared.
What are you more afraid of, failure or success, and why?
I don't believe I'm afraid of success, but I do believe that failure in success would look like to me that you've arrived to a certain level of notoriety and maybe in business, but without really achieving, giving the value. And I say that just to bring more context around it is I've invested a lot in myself to learn what I need to learn to be able to help the people in my sphere of influence, whether it's my business or whatnot, whatever I was doing at that particular time. I was trying a lot of different things and trying to use my gifts. But I found myself echoing a lot of what people were telling me that they believed I was supposed to be doing, echoing what the coaches told me that I should be doing as an offer in business, that I started to not look like myself. But I was still growing.
Yeah.
I was still growing a following. I was still getting business. I was making money. And I was doing a lot of traveling, being in different rooms and places. But what I was finding is that, yeah, you're growing and you're blooming in these different environments, but are you really you?
Yeah.
I was really becoming lost, losing myself. Like, myself was not who people were seeing. I was just kind of being what everybody was telling me because I valued their opinion. I was still new in the marketplace and learning business for the first time. So I would say it's a combination. The biggest fear would be to not operate in the gifts God gave me and to operate in the assignment that He called me to in my true, authentic self. That would be an epic fail. So, yeah, succeeding without achieving what you're achieving authentically, with integrity, and doing it just for the gram or something like that, which you see people, a lot of people speak on. But that doesn't work well with me because I have conviction.
Yeah.
So if you're working towards it and you are succeeding, you got to check in and make sure you're doing things the way that it should be done, not just to be doing it. So.
That answer. We're on the last level, guys. I feel like we're getting really deep here. These last few cards.
Listen, I cried on the first. Well, we was in reflections when I started crying, so I don't know.
All right, here. Okay. Oh, this kind of goes back to the first question. What parts of yourself do you see in me?
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we kind of already answered.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Next question. You go.
Okay.
She sees a lot. That's what she said.
Okay. Oh, what can I help you with?
Mm. That is a question I've been trying to answer for forever. Um,
It's simple, but it's deep.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I guess it's not something new, but I say it's just more being a consistent thing of just like help me to let go of my plan.
Mm.
I think it's something that I've been struggling with is I set these really high goals and expectations for myself. And not saying that those things are wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but when that plan doesn't go through, I kind of panic a little bit.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not part of the plan. This is not part of the plan. And it's hard
Yeah,
for me to pivot sometimes.
that's your daddy.
It's hard for me to pivot sometimes because I saw it so clearly of how things could go. And the
Mm-hmm.
moment it slips from that, I'm just like, okay, deep breath.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because you get so fixated
Yeah,
on your
because
plan.
in my mind, that works smoothly. I
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable. I feel good. Things will align like this, and it's not necessarily timing, like a timeline,
Mm-hmm.
but just a set of actions or things over a course of time where I'm just like, I'm not where I thought I would be
Mm.
here. So now I gotta pivot
Mm-hmm.
and being
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with pivoting, and to help me be comfortable with pivoting,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
It does. Because dad, he's like that too. Your dad, he's likes a plan. He likes to be on time. He wants it to happen like this. Which those are all great things. But sometimes we have to leave room for God
Mm-hmm.
to do what he does and to be flexible when you are a planner. I could see where that could be a little challenging. Whereas some people like myself, I'm still working on being on time
And working on a plan for the plan to plan.
to plan. Yeah. I have great ideas
Mm-hmm.
and I come up with great strategies and I can tell other people how to execute them, you know. But I'm also very flexible. So if something else comes along, I'm like, well, let's just do it. I have no problem with just
Moving
going with the flow.
on.
Yeah, go with the flow.
And I'm like, okay, I'm coming. I'm like, give me a minute. Just give me
Yeah,
a minute before we can move on to something
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So what does that look like with me helping you? If you don't have the answer to that, that's okay. 'Cause we can pray on that and.
part of it is when those things happen, me being able to come to you and um, talk it out,
Mm-hmm.
and just being able to like, I need to just talk it out. This
Okay.
is what my plan was. Clearly, I'm not gonna have that plan anymore. But kind of talk me off the ledge for a second and just
Ah.
help me to
Okay.
just vent it out and be like, okay, what are the steps you need to do to make a new one
Mm-hmm.
based off of new information?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not having to just do it by myself.
I got you. That's good to know. I like that.
Next question. Ooh.
What am I most qualified to give advice about? That's a good one. It's really a good one.
Girl, I have no idea.
What?
Not in the sense of like anything specific. There's a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
things.
Oh,
She said,
okay.
what do you mean? You just said I give good advice, and now you're saying you don't know what I can give advice on? Interested. And I'm like, pause.
You just read all of that.
Yes, I
You read
did.
all of that. Okay.
That's exactly what your actions
Wheel it
just
in a little
said.
bit. Wheel it in.
Start whole and I said,
That's
ooh.
11.
Exactly. That's what I said. Hold on. Pause. Okay, you're on the ledge here, and I'm gonna let you have your moment, but I'm not meeting you there. Okay.
Okay.
I heard you. There's a
Okay.
lot of things.
Okay.
There is a lot of things. There isn't just one thing. Um, but I would say, as it pertains to me,
Mm-hmm.
um, workforce, anything that has to do with like advancing my career, moving forward a career, and being able to pivot in those directions of that, and navigating career. You've been working longer than I have, and you've had many different types of jobs. So I feel like the advice that you give on that area is very helpful and valuable to me. I'd say at one point, maybe in the near future, you'll be able to give me some really good advice on being a mother and being a wife one day. So I'll just hold on to those gems until it's time.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely things that I've seen where like you've seen and heard from you in those areas that I've definitely held on to, and hopefully will come to use one day. Another one is like navigating friendships, navigating my faith on my own and my own personal relationship, and just kind of helping to guide that and like, oh, go to God about it. Have you prayed about it yet? And they'll be like, nope. So you might want to do that. Yeah. So things like that. They're simple,
Yeah.
but simple yet direct advice. And those things tend to go a lot longer
Mm-hmm.
than a lot of our more longer conversations. Some things that are more short and sweet and direct are things that I kind of need.
Okay.
In a way, I'll say like the little sound bites. So like, here's this clear instruction or guidance or general idea. There, that's what you need to focus on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool beans. Love it.
Last one. What is a lesson you will take away from our conversation?
Mm. That is important to revisit, as in this is saying reflecting on how we see each other,
Yeah.
what we need from each other, how we can support each other. Um, but there's just so much more deeper to go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I enjoyed this game. I really did. I wasn't really skeptical at all. I just didn't know what you was gonna be asking.
She said, "What are these questions?"
Cause I was just like, I don't know. I don't might not want to answer. I'm gonna say next,
Next.
skip. That's a level 4. I don't. That's not no 3. That's a 4. We're not
These
there
are
yet.
out of the box questions.
So yeah, I think I'm learning. I'm taking away from this is it's important to go deeper, and we know each other very well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that we have a healthy understanding of each other.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, so it works.
It does.
Yeah, I think this was a great practice, and I think it was something that we'll continue to use.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to borrow the box and use with your friends or with my sisters and siblings, or even with dad,
Mm-hmm.
anyone else. But I bring these out from time to time with my friends and my partner, and just to be able to go through these and like, what,
Mm-hmm.
we haven't had some talking points from
Yeah.
time to time, and there's only so many things you can talk about on your own, but this helps. I'd say this
Mm-hmm.
helps a lot.
I on one of Dad and I's dates, I looked up questions
Mm-hmm.
that I could ask him on the date because we find ourselves talking about y'all. We were out and we were just doing us, and then we're talking about you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, not tonight. We're gonna talk about something
We
else.
have guided questions,
And it was very, very helpful. We laughed and we did. We went deeper. It was really good. So I think doing more stuff like this
mm-hmm.
is helpful. And then we want to do other creative things um, to just, find ways to deepen our relationship. If you guys know of any that we should do, we can do here on the show.
We'll try to incorporate this more often throughout our time here, and just to be able to build more bonds between each other, but things that you guys can use. Like,
yeah.
This is a perfect example of something that you can use to get closer with those that you care about in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're open to. I know there's plenty other ones that.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of games and stuff around. Like, there's so many other things. So, be on the lookout for more episodes kind of like this, with more questions and things and more laughter, because this was very funny.
And share questions that you guys may have for us that you may want to know, because we're deepening our relationship with the community that we're building too. So, you guys are our community.
A community.
Community.
A community. So, with that, I'll flip this question back onto you all. What is a lesson you will take away from our conversation? So I'd say put that in the comments. Yeah, we want to hear from
Please
you. What
do.
did you learn from us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, it's been another great week. We had a really fun doing this. I think we'll probably do this again another time for sure. So thank you for spending time with us. And remember, healing is hard work.
And you're never on this journey alone.
So until next time, have faith.
Have faith. And keep blooming.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.